Yeah. Okay, I want to just hang on a minute here to admit people into the Zoom meet. Morning, Belle.
Morning.
Yeah. What's my name, dude? Yeah. Yeah, she was out last week. Who was that? Mr. Carl just came in.
Yep.
All right, I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes for people to come into the Zoom. I have a feeling a few more people will come in. So if you are in the room, you know, basic ground rules for test taking, you don't talk to anybody but me or communicate with anybody but me. Yeah, right. Don't be a wise guy. Not right now. Okay. All right. So I'm hoping more people will come in because this is going to be a disaster if kids don't take this test today. This is going to drive me nuts. But anyway. All right. You guys can see my screen? I'm talking to the Zoomers. All right. So if you Zoom people, you might have to go to split your screen, but you're going to go down to the third posting for a unit test. Those of you in the room, you can do that too. I have to go through classwork in order to get a blank copy of it. So. Okay, so I want to give you as much time as possible. Morning, Alex. So Alex, we are in the unit test, so you might have to split your screen, okay? So I want to give you as much time as possible to do this. I'm not looking for the first person done. I'm looking for the best work that you can do, okay? There are no tricks here. For those of you that came to the Zoom meeting yesterday or were in class yesterday, we practiced identifying literary devices in a different poem. So here's what I think everybody should do when they open up a document for my class. I think the first thing you should do before you even start reading is scroll through it and see how far down it goes. Because so many people are not doing all of the work. Okay, so if I glance at this, hi, Kaden, I see that there is a poem, which I'm going to read to you in a moment. And then there's a chart, which I probably need to fill something in for each part, right? And then there is a part 2. Oh, look, and there's a word bank, right? With some words up here and then definitions. And I have to match the word to the definition for 1 through 5. These are the words. And then another word bank for 6 through 11. Here's the words, here's the definitions, right? And then there's some bonus, right? You don't have to do the bonus, but why not? If you have time, you can't lose points on the bonus. You can't lose points, you can only gain points. So it's possible you can get like 115 points on this test if you do it all right and do the bonus, okay? So everybody, whenever you get a document, you should be doing that first just to sort of have an idea of what the work is that you have to do. I'm getting so many kids not turning in all of the work at the same time, you know, that's on the document. Okay. So Paige is here. All right. Good morning, Paige. Paige, we are in the unit test. So could you give me, you and Kaden, could you give me a thumbs up when you have the document opened? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read the poem one time through. If you notice, the poem has every 5th line labeled, right? So if you need to, basically what you're going to do, we're going to read the poem, and then you are going to have to identify at least one example of each of the 9 literary devices that follow on the chart. So we're going to read the poem. I would suggest after I read it, you read it again to yourself. So you're going to find me an example of at least one example of repetition. And then in this box across from repetition, you're going to write down the line. Could you copy and paste to make it go faster? Sure, why not? Okay. And then you're going to give me an example of rhyme over here. Then you're going to give me an example of imagery over here. And then you're going to give me metaphor, and then irony, and then alliteration, and then onomatopoeia, and then hyperbole, and then symbol, right? If you were in class yesterday, I said a quick way to find symbol is to look for your metaphors and or similes. Because if they're comparing two things, that's kind of a hint of symbolism there, yeah? Okay, so that's the first part, okay? The second part is to fill in the word that belongs with the definitions. So you're gonna read your list of words, metaphor, personification, simile, symbol, imagery, and then you're gonna read the definitions that come 1 through 5, and then you're gonna just type or copy and paste the correct literary device by its definition. Spelling counts. I'm taking a point off because the words are right in front of you and you can copy and paste, for goodness sake. Okay. Word bank 6 through 11, same idea. I just broke it into 2 different lists for you. And then if you want, for bonus, write an example of metaphor, simile, and personification. You don't have to do all 3. You can do 1. You can take a guess. I would guess. Okay. Questions about what you have to do? Okay. Everybody in Zoom land, are you all set? Give me a thumbs up. You're not in Zoom land, dude. Caden and Paige, are you ready? Caden and Paige, could you turn your mic on or give me a thumbs up? I see you, Caden. I'm assuming. Paige, are you there? Okay, I saw you. Good. Here we go. I'm going to read the poem. So I love Maya Angelou. If you don't know who she is, she's a famous Black American poet, African American poet. She was the poet laureate. She did a poem when Bill Clinton, on his inauguration day, I don't know if it was the first or second one. I've seen her in person. She has passed in the last few years, but she was we will talk more about her, but not today. Okay, so this is called Life Doesn't Frighten Me at All by Maya Angelou. And you read it down and then up. It's in 2 columns, okay? So shadows on the wall, noises down the hall. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Bad dogs barking loud, big ghosts in a cloud. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Mean old mother goose, lions on the loose, they don't frighten me at all. Dragons breathing flame on my counterpane, that doesn't frighten me at all. I go boo, make them shoo, I make fun, way they run, I won't cry, so they fly. I just smile, they go wild. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Tough guys fight all alone at night. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Panthers in the park, strangers in the dark, no, they don't frighten me at all. That new classroom where boys all pull my hair, kissy little girls with their hair and curls, they don't frighten me at all. Don't show me frogs and snakes and listen for my scream. If I'm afraid at all, it's only in my dreams. I've got a magic charm that I keep up my sleeve. I can walk the ocean floor and never have to breathe. Life doesn't frighten me at all, not at all, not at all. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Okay, so the only word I think you might be messed up on is in line 11, counterpane, another way of saying windowsill. Okay, all right. So you are going to, and I would strongly suggest that you read this.
What did you say counterpane means? I couldn't hear you.
Windowsill.
Okay.
Okay, so I would strongly suggest you read it again. Remember when we did this together with the other poems, we kept going back to the text and rereading different parts of it, right? So you have to give me one example in the poem for each of the literary devices listed on the chart, and then you have to do part 2, okay? So folks in Zoom land, I am going to stop the meeting because I don't want to like record people doing their test, but I will open it back up. So if you need me, come back in. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, but with the bonus?
Silent video, okay? All right, so I'm gonna end it and then I'm gonna open it back up if you need me, okay? All right, get this done for today. And if I don't see you Zoom people again, have a lovely Thanksgiving and we'll see you next week. You guys can start.